Welcome to tutorial 23. In the last video, we did the D major scale and the A major scale and their relative minors along with all the chords that fall in those two scales. So today we'll start with a song in the D major scale. This is a very classic song in the piano world, one of my favorites as well, and it's really easy to recognize as soon as you hear the main melody. The song is called Canon in D by Johann Pachelbel, and once again this arrangement is personal only for this tutorial series purposes for education. However, I highly encourage looking for the sheet music and trying to learn the whole song. It's a very party popular song and it's just good practice as well. I'll attach a link in the description for one of the sheets that I like to follow. But if you have something else that you would like to follow for this, feel free to do that. This song is public property, so there are various arrangements for this song and they are all valid. So let's begin. If you look at bar 1, you'll see that there is no count in bar and you have the time signature and key signature and you're ready to go. This song is 8 bars only and outro is in the 9th bar. And you'll see that throughout the song there are a lot of small note divisions which might be new, but that's how this song goes and that's how a lot of music usually goes. So in one bar you're covering 2 chords essentially of the progression and the melody that goes along with it. We're gonna try to finish the left hand first. The left hand is simple and it repeats the exact same pattern after 4th bar. So 5th to 8th is the same as 1 to 4 and then 9th is just one chord across the whole bar. So let's take a look at bar 1, the left hand. You'll start with the finger 5 on D, finger 2 on A and finger 1 on D. This position might seem familiar. This is what we used to play extended chords when chords go over the triad shape and go to the next octave also. So you should be comfortably able to play this one. D, A and then D. This is the first 3 8th notes of the bar, and then you'll see that the next 8th note is an F sharp over the next D. You do have to switch over here because it doesn't make sense to have a finger position that covers from the D note to the F sharp note. It's just, you need to have really big hands for that. But in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to start with D, A, D. For the F sharp, you'll use finger number 2. You'll release it from the A note and then you'll have that reach to F sharp. So this is the first 4 8th notes of the first bar. If you see, there is also a pedal sign under the first 4 8th notes. So if you hold the pedal down, the A note will maintain some sustenance. One more time. So if you noticed, I did not have my hand placed on the keys the whole time. I could just leave a note and play. It will still sustain. So this is again the D chord, first 4 8th notes of the first bar. The next 4 8th notes are the A chord, same shape, and you play the C sharp after that. If you noticed that right there, you played the D chord first, the same notes D, F sharp and A, but the F sharp was of the next octave. So you played an extended chord and then the second note of the chord after the root in the next octave. We did the same for A major. A major is A, C sharp and E. You played A, C, A, E and A. And then you play the C sharp note after the next A. You'll see that that is a pattern across the whole song for all of the chords that we are about to play in the next 3 bars. Bar 1 once again. Bar 2 is the B minor chord, and then the F sharp minor chord. Bar 3 is the G major chord. Bar 4 is the D major. The second half of bar 3 is the D major, but it's the octave lower from the first D. Bar 4 starts with the G major and then ends with an A major. Here's bars 1 through 4 on the left hand again. You play the exact same bars one more time to play bars 5 to 8, and when you play the last A chord in the 8th bar, the 9th chord has D major chord held for the whole bar. So that's the left hand of the whole song. Left hand is pretty simple like that. The right hand has certain intricate melody lines in there with a lot of syncopation. You'll see that there's an 8th note held for a while, and then you have to play 16th notes into another 8th note. For this exercise, it would take a long time to go through every note over here. So I'm going to run through the first 4 bars, and then bars 7 and 8 are mostly variations of bar 3 and 4. So I will explain those variations, but I highly encourage you to read the sheet and figure out what fingers go on what notes, because this is one of those songs where you use a finger position that's more comfortable and not what you've learned in standard lessons where you say you switch under 3 or 2 or 1 or something. This is more about trying to get the flow properly. We'll still try to stick to some standard positions for best practices, and so as to not strain our fingers so much that it hurts while practicing. So let's take a look at bar 1. So the first 4 quarter notes length, you have first 4 eighth notes length, you have a 8th note and then 2 16th notes and then the same 8th note again. This is A, F sharp, G, A, and then you have the same thing again into an 8th note, which is the 3rd quarter note of the bar. But here this is the 16th note, and the immediately next note is the 16th note, which is the A note in the previous octave. So as soon as you get done with playing this A, you have to reach out for the next A, and then from there you go all the way to G. Here's the first bar. So you saw that I stretched my hand to reach to that 16th note that came on after the 3rd count of this bar, and then you had standard switching. Switch under 3, end at G. That's bar 1. In the next bar, you have the F sharp note instead of A, and the comeback is from D. So you'll have, from here you have to stretch to the previous F sharp. I'm okay with using my 3rd finger to stretch because that's what ended up on F sharp in the previous play. But if you need more space, you have to remember to switch from the G note to the F sharp note for the fourth finger. So once you end, you're gonna use finger 3 to play F sharp, but 1, 2, and then 4 instead of 3. So that gives you more time to space out your fingers. That stretch is comfortable. Rest of bar 2. This is all 16th notes and it's all being played on 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers, and in the F sharp, G, A and B space. But I highly recommend you to spend some time with this sheet because the notes have a little back and forth over here. The sheet can explain it a lot better. For bar 3, I'm gonna come down from the spot up there, come down and switch with finger 1 over 2, 2 over 3 and 3 over 4, and then come to G, A, B, C, D position. This is what bar 3 sounds like. So you see at the end of it, I come back in the same finger position. The reason I came down from that bar 2 position was so that I can have finger 1 on the thumb and use 3 to switch over that. So I have enough fingers to go back and then up again. Bar 4 starts the same way, but here you use finger 4 and 5, and there's gonna be a little cramp happening over here because you need your thumb to go on A right here so you can play it's still the D major scale, but the run starts with A and ends at A. That's bars 1 to 4. Now you're gonna have the same thing repeated on bar 5 as bar 1. Bar 2 gets a little tricky in this way. So because I have to play D and C sharp in bar 2 in this one, I start with F sharp, but as soon as I'm playing this G, I'm using my thumb to, this is the A. As soon as I'm playing an A, I use my thumb to switch finger 1 at G, and then I have fingers 4 and 5 and 4. That's bar 2. You might have noticed so far there's a lot of fast switching happening in this song. Take your time to go back to the parts of the video where you're not able to follow through clearly, and try your own finger switching styles. See if something works for you better. In this case, this method that I'm showing, the finger position that I'm showing, they've been tried and tested myself for this song. I hope that helps, but if not, you are welcome to try to find another switching pattern that works for you. Bar 7 starts with B, and you'll have fingers 3 and 4 and 5 still using the D and C sharp. One more time. Bar 4 starts with B again. But here I'm switching finger 4 with finger 3. So this is an unconventional switch because you're using your last 3 fingers to switch. These are generally not something you use to switch, but it's it's trying to make a little tight over here, so I play C sharp with the third finger. I end with my third finger on D. I went from using third finger on B all the way to third finger on D. That's a lot of switching in this song, especially in the last bar, second last bar. One more times, bar 7 and 8. There are a lot of 16th notes in this song in a 4/4 time signature bar, and that's why it looks fast, but you can start playing this really slowly and then try to catch up to speed. You play slow, you make sure all your notes are hitting the right time and right finger positions, you're prepared for the next bar also. Do the whole 9 bars properly, and then you can try to play it faster. But if you noticed, there is a tempo sign also on this sheet. I have suggested to play it at 62 beats per minute. You'll see that it's a quarter note sign which says it should be 62, and that's a beats per minute equivalent. This is what the whole song sounds like. See you in the next lesson.